Good morning. It's just barely still morning. It's almost noon. Got started like 10 minutes ago because, yeah, I wanted to dry my clothes and charge up everything. And I tried to upload some of these videos out of my hard drive, but I got like 40 of them uploaded, although it doesn't tell me if they actually uploaded. Very strange. Anyway, I'm started on back on the E1. Actually, I'm back on the original trail that we went off of. Time runs very slowly when you're doing this, like, which is one thing I really like about it, because time moves so quickly in regular life that you feel just like your life is going super fast, like you're just wasting your life. When you're out here, time goes really slowly. Like 2 weeks ago, God, that feels like months ago. It's great. This one takes me directly to Gothenburg. Now, I don't believe that I will hike the whole thing just because I don't know if I have the time, but I'm gonna try to do at least half of it, maybe more. So I'm trying to get to a town called Ulrichham or something, Ulrichham. And that's 40 something, I want to say it's 40 something kilometers away, so I'm not going to get there today. I'm just going to, as far as I am concerned, I have everything I need for 2 days. So I'm just going out here for 2 days. I don't know if I'll pass, as far as I know, I'm not passing through any towns. There are little hamlets and farms along the way, but I doubt there'll be any shops or restaurants or anything like that. No services. Might need to employ my water filter. I meant to get a big thing of water, but they didn't sell it at the giant truck stop I was at, which is strange. They only had the little ones. I didn't feel like another little one, so just said screw it. If I pass something at a store or something, I'll buy a big one, but otherwise I'll just filter it. Also, like, the weight for a giant bottle is quite massive, so it is kind of nice to have the small ones. Because at first, when you start out, like right now, I feel fine. I could have a gallon right now and I would be just fine. However, as you get further on in the day, the weight really starts to get down on you, and just like an extra half liter of water or something is just a lot. So sometimes if there's plentiful water, I'll specifically not fill up and just let one of my bottles be dry, knowing that there's, you know, probably going to be another situation. Or at the bottom of a hill, if I know there's, like, if I see a waterfall at the top or something that can fill up, I could even dump some of my water at the bottom of the hill, climb up, not carrying that weight, fill it back up at the top. So there's all these tricks to help you out a little bit. But yeah, weight really gets to you as you go on. I try to pack somewhat light. Now, I'm not very light right now because I bought some extra food. I have a bottle of mead I bought. It's a 375 milliliters. It's not a huge bottle, but it's a bottle of mead. I don't know why. I was really just wanted to try some of the local mead. You can't really find it because they don't sell it in grocery stores, or there's no liquor stores here. There's only the state monopoly liquor store, which, I mean, doesn't just, it's, you know, they sell all these, anything above 3.5% alcohol can only be bought in that store. So they had like 2 bottles of mead. Only one was from Sweden. So I bought the Swedish mead. I don't actually know anything about it. It said, like, I mean, it's like pink, kind of, it's like rosé mead. I don't know if it's mixed with rosé wine to make that color, or if it's raspberry or something. I'm hoping it's like raspberry. I mean, I like wine, but I kind of was hoping for like a fruit with honey type of mead. And I figure it's just a nice thing to have, a local product. So you have a bottle of mead. It's a glass bottle too. And I still have one of those beers, so I have like an extra few pounds that I'm hanging on to. It's not strictly necessary, but it's for morale, right? But my bag is only 48 liters, which is relatively small for the, I mean, I'm going to be out here for months, right? this type of bag, obviously I'm stopping in places, so you can't carry that much food anyway. Even if you have the biggest bag, you can't carry 3 months worth of food. I don't think that's possible. Even if you have all, you know, vacuum dehydrated food, that would be, you'd have to have like a mule with you or something to carry that much food. Anyway, most people would carry a much bigger bag than I. I've seen people with 60 something liter bags and this one will say like, oh, this is good for, you know, 2 to 4 days or something. I think it means 2 to 4 days worth of food and like clothes and everything you can fit in it. But the big ones will say like week plus or something. So I don't have that. I don't like those big ones. They're too big and bulky. And also, when you have a bag that big, it makes you fill it more. Like you just end up picking up weight. You're like, oh, I have room, I might as well shove this in here. But for me, I basically have just a tiny bit of extra room. Like I can fit maybe 4 days worth of food and a couple extra items, and that's it. That's the additional room I have after the clothes and tent and everything. So that keeps me packing light. And I'm still flexible enough. I never plan to be more than 2 days, 3 days max away from, you know, a source of food and resupply. So it's okay in my case. Like I don't need a big bag. I always have it on my head. I don't know if that's that interesting. I can do like a selfie type of thing. I can talk like this. Maybe it's better, like you can see my facial movements and it's not just impersonal. But I mean, that's funny because that's pretty much all I had to say. Just talking about the bag, because I don't think I ever showed it. It's just the what is the brand? Osprey. Yeah, Osprey, the big brand. Nice bag, no problems with it so far. Only one thing I noticed, for not really a quality issue, it's just maybe a slight oversight, or maybe it's the way I have it. There's like a picture of it. What is that? That South American animal? That's weird. No, it's just I get like these. There's little like friction tears on these pockets from one of the straps. That's the only thing I've noticed that's like not, you know, perfectly engineered. But it also could be that I'm wearing it too tight or something, and maybe I mean, I don't know if I'm wearing it right. There's you know, there's a correct way to wear it, where like you shouldn't put too much weight on your shoulders. It should be mostly on your hips. I try to do that, but I might have, I mean, I probably should just mess around with it and try to adjust it, because that might help. So there's a lot of trails apparently here. There's so many colors, and so I'm like seeing all these, I'm like, am I on the right one? But I'm following orange still. I've been following orange this whole time. Even when I went on the other trail, it was also orange. So I'm just gonna keep following orange until I get to Gothenburg. So yeah, we'll see how today is. I'm hoping to make up some good ground. I started late. I stayed up late last night. Bought a bottle of wine. I haven't had wine in weeks, and it's funny because I drank the whole bottle of wine. Had a little bit of a stomach ache. I don't know if it was from the wine or from the food. The food wasn't that good at the place I stayed. It was like some truck stop. But had a little bit of stomach ache. But went to sleep like 2 a.m. Woke up actually perfectly rested at like 9 a.m. So yeah, it was fine. I just hung out, because my clothes were, I tried to wash some of them in the sink. They actually worked kind of well. They seemed to be a lot like cleaner, and I like wrung them out really well. But the socks didn't totally dry, so I wanted to try to dry them a little bit more, which is why I started late. But no, the wine actually helped a lot with inflammation and stuff. Like I wasn't having bad inflammation, but like I was feeling a little puffy. Like my face felt a little puffy the past couple days, and I don't know if it's just the sun or what, but haven't had wine in a while. Drank a bottle of Rhone wine. It was pretty cheap. Wasn't anything spectacular, but it was all right. And feel a lot better today. Like the wine really helps us. It's medicine, at least for me. Like it's not just cope like I'm an alcoholic, but wine really has so many, like the polyphenols in wine. There's so many of them. They're really helpful, really anti-inflammatory stuff. Quercetin helps you breathe. Of course, it has resveratrol and red wine that everyone talks about. But there's a ton of other antioxidants. I used to do lab work on wine, so I mean it's crazy it differs a lot for different wines, but there's a lot of antioxidants. So I actually do legitimately believe wine can be used as medicine in moderation. Like if you're drinking 2 bottles a day, the alcohol is going to get to you and it's going to negate the positive effects. But you know, every once in a while you drink a bottle, or if you're drinking a couple glasses a day, you're going to have probably some health benefits. I mean, it's basically just concentrated grapes, and better grapes than the ones you buy at the store. The ones you buy at the store don't have too many nutrients in them, or not as many as wine grapes. Wine grapes are much darker and thicker skins and everything, so you're getting a lot more nutrients from wine than you would just eating fruit, because it's concentrated and it comes from types of the fruit that are, varieties of the fruit that are much more nutrient rich. So yeah, that's my spiel on wine. It's a health food, it's a medicine. Look at this nice beach right here. Yeah, it would be a good day for a swim if it was later in the day. I was camping here or something. But nice beach. The water level is super high. It's scary for some reason. It like frightens me. It's like if the water level goes up like another foot, it's all over. It's all over. Everything's flooded. Now I feel like the water level is like it should be like, it's like 2 feet too high or something. Lakes smell like lakes here. That's what I mean by that is they smell like they should. They smell like lakes in the US. They smell the same. I don't know how to explain it. There's like a certain lake smell. They smell like lakes in the upper Midwest. I mean, like in Wisconsin or Iowa or Minnesota or something. They smell like those type of lakes. I guess it's a similar type of woodland and stuff environment, so makes sense. But I almost expected them to have like a different, like a Swedish lake smell. I ended the last segment because my arm is getting tired. I don't have a selfie stick. I don't want to look like a Chinese tourist, so I didn't bring one. Also, it's just, I mean, the main reason is because it's more weight and bulk in my bag. It's one more thing to look out for, and I thought, well, I don't really like taking selfie shots that much. I just feel kind of, I like to show what's out here. Although I know it's more personal when you're talking. People like to see your face, so I might try to do more selfie shots in case this video I post it and make an actual film. Right now it's more for my own logging, and I'm talking to kind of a hypothetical audience. There's no one really, I don't have a YouTube or anything, so I just do it because it's a nice way to pass the time, and maybe someday it'll be an interesting video. Just have to get, learn some video editing and stuff, and get a new computer to actually edit the 4K videos. I never really did an introduction about why I'm doing this or anything about it really. I don't know if now's the time, but basically I'm doing it because I want to, and because I want to learn more about the world, and because I got really bored in regular life. I felt like time was going too fast, and so decided to come out into the woods and walk across the country. I was inspired by a couple books as well. I could talk about those later, maybe in a different video when I'm kind of sitting down and collecting my thoughts, and I'll explain more of it. But yeah, there's not really a grand scheme other than just walk to Turkey and keep walking, and after that, if I am physically able to and have the finances, I'm trying to travel cheaply. Like, relatively, it's expensive in this country, and in Norway it was really expensive. It will get cheaper as I go south, and should be a little bit more comfortable. Right now I'm like camping mostly, which is fine. I like camping out here, but as we go further south into the Balkans, I'll probably stay in more lodges and stuff. And look at this lake. There's this, you know, a table, fire pit, a dock here. Like, this is kind of the spots that I would like. This is like ideal camping spot. I always find them when I'm not trying to camp. It's always like, oh, here's this like beautiful lake with fire pit and tables and everything. But also I just started out today and I need to make another 20 kilometers. So it's really unfortunate. I wish I had a map of all these spots. There probably is one somewhere, or maybe, I don't know. It says you can't fish here, I think, without a fishing license, maybe. Fishing forbidden unless, and I mean, I don't think that's unless, but something about fishing cards. So I think you need a fishing license or you can't fish, which I guess is reasonable. I think you do everywhere nowadays, for the most part. I don't know, actually. In Alaska, do you need a fishing license? I don't know. I feel like, well, you probably would. Tons of people fish in Alaska. They have tons of fish there, and it's kind of depopulated. But I mean, if you're in the middle of nowhere, you can probably do whatever the hell you want. I don't think there's rangers, you know, patrolling like some lake in the middle of the tundra. But yeah, I think everywhere you need a fishing license now. It'd be the best thing in the world. Camp there, catch a big trout, cook it over open fire. For other people, not me though. I am forced to suffer. I'm born to suffer by the hands of God. I think I read somewhere, I'll give you a monologue. Now I'm not wearing a shirt because it's too hot. I read somewhere that if you catch a northern, you're considered a master fisherman. I don't know if I've ever caught a northern. It's funny, I've gone northern fishing a lot. Always other people catch them. I might have caught a small one once, actually. I feel like I caught a baby, not a baby, but you know, little tiny one, small one, a youth northern. I don't know if that counts. I've never caught a big one, definitely. I feel like I have caught a little one, but apparently I want to say it was in, could be here, Finland, I don't know. You're considered a master fisherman if you catch a northern, but they're not too unique though. Like, they're not hard to catch. They fight and they're big, but if you go fishing enough and you're fishing for them, no reason why you can't catch a few of them if it's a good day. So I don't know what maybe they were, I don't know, maybe they're harder to catch here than in the US. I think they're slightly different species. They're pikes here. I don't think they call them northern pikes. Is there a southern pike? I don't know. I thought they had northern pikes in the south as well, but maybe not. Maybe there's a southern pike that I'm not familiar with. But I know they do have pikes here. I don't know if they're in every lake. And that lake seemed a little small. I'd be curious to see what kind of fish are in the small lakes, because even like a big trout probably wouldn't live in a smaller lake like that. I don't know. I don't think they like catfish or anything. So no bass. So a lot of the US, the North American species, are not present here. There are some other ones, or similar ones, like there's types of perch I know in the rivers that are really good, actually, very tasty. But in terms of sport fishing, I don't know. Other than the salmon and the trout, I don't know what you catch. I'd be curious to check that out though. Yeah, today almost feels like a inflection point for some reason. I don't know why. There's no reason for it. I'm still in Sweden. I kind of started this video diary in Sweden. There's Norway stuff too, but that's with my friend, and so I wasn't really doing this type of conversational stuff as much, and it was more just sporadic. So I don't know why today feels kind of like an inflection point, like I'm kind of got the hang of it. Usually I don't talk to people other than say hello. I always talk to people about the area, about, you know, whatever their ideals are, politics even. It's interesting stuff, I find. Oftentimes people like to talk about that kind of stuff. and I'm pretty open, you know. I don't get overly upset about anything, like even if I disagree with people on subjects, I'm very happy to entertain everyone's opinion. I was wondering how I was gonna cross this I don't know if it's a river or a lake, but it's under this railway bridge, and it brought me down here, and I thought, how the hell am I gonna get across here? Well, looks like I cross over this. This is a cool, they have like a bridge under a bridge. It's just like this wooden thing here. This lake's actually pretty big. I don't know if this is the same lake, it's just a different portion of it. But then this, yeah, this definitely would have good fish. This looks like right here. I definitely crossed over here, actually. Funny enough, we were talking about Northern Pike earlier. I crossed on this, when I was riding here on the train, I crossed over this, and I looked over there, and I said, this is like Northern Pike heaven right here, or Pike heaven. All these like weeds and stuff they hide in, and they're catching these little fish. You just fish, I mean, in here or over there in that bay in there, kind of cast over towards the weeds. Big fucking fish on your, you know, bait fish, and that's where you're catching them. This looks like that kind of place. See, beavers are here. That means beaver fever's here. No, there's, I think most of the beavers had been more or less extinct from continental Europe. They might still have been here and in like Finland and Russia, but from the continent, most of them were extinct or near extinction due to the fur trade. I'm not sure actually. I'd have to look it up if the beavers here are significantly different from North American beavers. And I don't know if they brought them back from North America, or if they brought them from, you know, Russia, Finland, places like that. I would assume probably the latter, because there probably is some kind of special difference, and you'd want the most local ones as possible. But definitely some beavers here. In Germany and in Austria, I always saw people hiking. The Germans, the Germanics, they love to hike. They love hiking. Even when they're old, you all see like 80-year-old men and women, you know, hiking up steep slopes faster than I could in some cases. These people are born wanderers. And I like that. I'm kind of that way too. I get along with Germans and Austrians reasonably well, though there are some cultural differences. I'm not as pünktlich, I'm not as timely as the German stereotype is, at least. I as you might have realized, I kind of start the day whenever, usually late, just because I'm a bit lazy, and also, I don't know, I don't like to rush necessarily. Kind of like to take it easy. Just been walking along this lake the whole time. I think I go around this lake and then I shoot off into like the real woods. Right now I'm kind of still close to some semblance of civilization. Look how big this cow is. It's such a big cow. It's a bull. It's a big bull, I think. Those ones are tiny over there. Those are the little ones. This one's a big bull. Big powerful bull. Look at that. Whoa. Looks like a buffalo. Big bison or something. Now I'm walking through farm country. There's some people walking about. This is idyllic. This is the trad lifestyle that we're all about here on this journey, on this channel. About the trad wife style. I don't even know what that says. Trad. See, it says trad. Trad guardskaffe. See, that's what we're about here. Just need to learn some country dialect of Swedish. So I can go Hungadan. Wouldn't that be something? There's a restaurant to the left. Probably some delicious Swedish food. Actually, if there is a restaurant right up here, I'll probably eat there because I'm getting a little hungry for lunch. But it's really nice out here. I didn't see a restaurant on Google, and I think the sign was like crossed out or something, which I was disappointed. So I'm getting hungry. I have food, but I always like to stop at restaurants. And this is the type of place in Germany or Austria you'd find this restaurant that has big beers and sausages and cheeses. It's so delicious. So delicious. There's bees up here and some honey, some mead maybe. I have the mead, but I want to try homemade mead or something. It seems like there's got to be a little market or something, a little farmer's market, a little farm stand. I haven't seen anything so far, so. This is the worst fucking thing ever. I'm trying to pour this protein powder into this bottle, and like, it is the hardest thing I've ever done. It's everywhere. It goes everywhere but the bottle. I don't know the mechanism here. It's just like allergic to this bottle. I guess they kept catching some of it at least. God, okay, I don't know why I'm filming this. It's just painful, probably for the viewer. It's just painful. I mean, look at this. I'm coated in protein powder, and there's still like half this pack left. I don't know why there's so much in here. Kolingrad. Där mors lilla Ola sag sina första blabbar. Wilhelm von Braun. I have no clue what that is, but the center is in 9 kilometers. Maybe there's something there. There's a shop or a restaurant. Maybe they have blood sauce, like hot blood sausage cooked on a grill with potatoes and horseradish and some sauerkraut. Maybe a cold cup of ale. Maybe they have fresh fruit. I don't know. They could have anything there, or they probably have nothing. Given what I've seen so far, there's nothing out here. We're in a drought of cultural drought. I don't know if I would say cultural drought, but there's certainly a service drought. There's nothing here. Kind of just forest. Hopefully there's something. Otherwise, I will cry. Otherwise, I'll just eat my meager rations and carry on for 40 kilometers until I get to Olexham. Just took a nice rest by this lake. Had some peanuts and chocolate. Good combo. But I'm really craving some meat or some milk. And there's some meat and milk right here. I don't think they'll let me milk them. And I probably shouldn't slaughter one, because they're not mine. But that one has udders full of milk, but it's next to that bowl. Look at all that milk. Gosh, I could use some of that milk, please. Oh my gosh, that milk looks delicious. Look how full those udders are. Look how full those things are. Then there's a big bowl right here. God, those testicles, Jesus. Please, this milk, I can almost taste it. Not that milk. I don't want to deal with that milk. Hi, cow. You got flies on your milkers. Please, can I have some milk? No, the bull's like, if you come close, I'll, yeah, you don't like the flies either. I'm the same way. I'm the same way. How come he gets milk and I don't? It's unfair. You're getting milk and I don't get any. You're taking a piss. You're milking. Hi. Can I have some, please? I would like some milk, please. Please, sir, may I have some of your milk. I have none. You're hogging all the milk. You're hogging all the milk. I would like some milk. Hi. Hi. Hi, buddy. Okay. You sneezing? Yeah, I get allergies too sometimes. All this pollen in the air. So, on my way, I talked to a nice man. He filled up my water bottles for me, and we talked for a little bit. I know I said I was going to film conversations, but it just doesn't, it feels weird, you know. But I can kind of summarize it. We were just talking about the area, and he told me that actually I could drink water from this lake. That like his family owns like a lot of the property along this lake. He said they get it tested and it's perfectly fine to drink. No high pathogen levels or anything. So he said just probably go out, swim out a little bit and fill them up. It was along the right along the shore. Like, you know, there's some debris and stuff, that some dirt and everything, but you can drink it from the lake, from all the streams. Everything's fine. Apparently it's all clean. They said it's that they own all those cows, and his uncle owns a farm right along here, and they catch northern pike from the waters. He said not trout, actually, not trout or salmon. He said they catch pike, like I was guessing. So I have a way of guessing these things. He said it looks just like a pike lake, and he said, yeah, that's what they catch big pike. And he said, oh, there's a lot of lakes the way you're going. There's a lot of lakes you can swim in, you can camp along them, and there's a little shop and restaurant cafe. He said, he kept saying a Swedish mile. I don't know if that's a real measurement or if that's just means a ways up, but apparently there's some kind of place I can stop for. It'd probably be dinner time at that point, but that's even better, I guess. And then I'll probably find a lake to camp along. I would love to set up right along a beach or something, go swim in, have some mead. But yeah, he's a really nice guy. Basically he was like, yeah, camp wherever you like, nobody really cares. And he's telling me about the weather here. He said they do get quite a bit of snow. They got tons of snow last winter, tons of rain in the spring, and it's been rainy most of the summer up until pretty much this point. So I've lucked out. But that's the lake, he said, is about 1 meter higher than usual. So I guessed, I said, what I say, I think I said 2 feet or so. It looked about 2 feet higher than usual. So I was a little off. I think, what is 1 meter, like 2.5 feet or a little more than that? Or no, I think 1 meter is like 3, I don't know, whatever. I'm not great at conversions, but you know, yeah, the lake's levels are higher than usual, and you know, everything's greener and wetter. So yeah, but this is great weather right now. And he was actually from Molhjo, where I came from today, and he said he's renovating his cabin that he was staying in. He's gonna extend it and turn it into a permanent residence. He just put electricity in, and he's working on the water right now, but he had some big thing of water that he filled my bottles with. But he said he's working on putting in a new well or something, and going to extend the house. So it's a nice area. Like, I wouldn't mind living here at all. Summers are pleasant. I mean, yeah, it can be a little cool and wet, but I did ask if he had milk, but the cows actually were just beef cows, as I suspected as well. But they did have a lot of milk, but that's just for their babies. So their babies can grow up very big, so they can be slaughtered for their meat as well. Iran. I'm going to Iran, and I'll see what they have there. And apparently it's a Swedish mile. This is really good weather. This reminds me of my childhood for some reason. This right here, it's like sunny, kind of late in the day. You can't really see that well as the sun's in your eyes, and there's just tons of spruce trees all lining a path. Ice cream stop, 250 meters. What the hell? I love how it's in English, but also it's an old looking sign, so I don't know if there's still ice cream around there. I'm hoping that ice cream stop is a real thing. That would be kind of fun. It'd be fun to get some ice cream. Iced cream. But I don't have my hopes up. Oftentimes, you find that the world has regressed. That no more ice cream exists. Only pain and suffering. Looks like stankt. Being closed. Yeah. Guess there's no ice cream. There's a little outhouse. Yeah. I don't think there's any ice cream here. Little cow. I think that's where they make the ice cream. But not today, I guess. So, I came at least 17 miles because I came, or kilometers rather. Because I came from, wow, this is really reflecting off the sun. So I came from Molsjo. I actually came a different route, so it was probably longer. Ulriksheim is only 24. And the place that has the little cafe, Aras, is only 4 kilometers. So hopefully I'll be there in about an hour. There's a nice church here. Yeah, I didn't realize I came so far. Maybe there's a trick. I mean, this is the distance via the road. I don't know if I'm gonna be on this road the whole time. It's okay. It wasn't busy back there, but as I get onto this more paved road, I was on gravel before, it is a bit busier. You can see there's definitely cars. So, not the worst, but I actually prefer to walk on a trail because there's cars shooting along. But see, there's a nice church right there. I like these churches. They put them up on hills so you can see them from a distance, so that you can, you know, pilgrims can come to the churches and all that sort of thing. It just kind of creates a nice centerpiece to a village or hamlet, or I mean, these are like country churches, but they're pretty nice. The wind has picked up, so welcome to Kaliningrad. So Kaliningrad is this church. Cool, right? Or at least it's this little hamlet here. I have entered Aras. This old manor house. You can see it. We'll see what they have here. I need to look at their wares. Hopefully they have wares. This place looks like an actual, like, shop, but it's closed. It's an old mill here, actually. They have accommodations and all sorts of stuff, maybe. Let's see what else they have. The cafe is closed. Very lucky of me. I think they're only open for a few hours a day or something. It's a strange place. I guess they're not open past lunch. Seems to be a trend here that places are not open. They have all these like the midsummer grass. There's some other buildings here. I don't know if there's anything else here, because that building, the main building's closed. There's like cellars, there's all these little buildings, they all look mostly closed. That one with the flag almost looks like it should be a little tavern or something, but that looks closed as well. Everything, the music, it looks like, is just people playing it. There's not actually a thing going on. This is the lake. I want to camp on this lake somewhere. I mean, I could even camp here, but there's a beach up, supposedly not too far. If I can get to the beach and camp just like off the beach or something, that would be real nice. That'd be real nice. No food for me tonight. They denied me again, but it's okay. I got a bunch of random stuff. Most of the stuff I have is crap, though. That's the thing. I have like one sausage left, which I'll eat, and then it's like chocolate chocolate and like random things from that MRE. That's essentially what I have, but it'll be enough for today. Tomorrow will be a little lean tomorrow for breakfast, but I'll figure it out. I'll just eat through all the stuff I have. And once I get to Ulrichsham, I'll buy like better stuff, I think. More protein rich. I'll get some cheese and more sausage if I can. And then I'll just have like actually good food that I can rely on. Not just eating chocolate and peanuts, because it gets a little old. It's like not really substantial enough in my opinion. But this area looks nice. Definitely find a good spot to camp. And oh, I looked, there's a thing in English on the fishing. So apparently in like a lot of areas you don't need a fishing permit. It's just some lakes you do, or like most small lakes you do apparently. But it's really cheap. It's like $5 a day. So it actually is it is not expensive like some other parts of Europe. And you can just kind of do whatever you want. I mean, for like $5 a day, like that's not too bad. I would totally do it if I had a rod, or if I could rent one or something. That'd be fun, and I could catch some perch or pike. It seems like those are the two main sport fish here. You can even rent boats too. I don't know. Like here's like a little. I'm assuming this is a private. Yeah. I'm not gonna. So they have like boats and stuff. But yeah, that's not too bad. Morning, guys. About to go for a swim. Ended up camping actually back in an old spot, or a spot I had passed, because you can't camp here as I was worried, but it was alright. But it's early in the morning, sort of, for me. So I'm gonna go for a swim, and then we're gonna get going. Looks like a little hobbit house over there. Or maybe a smokehouse. Went for a swim. It's very nice. Water's nice. Even when it's like cool here, it feels nice to swim. I don't know if I just got used to the cold or what, but yeah, it was only like 60 degrees. The air, I'm saying, was 60 degrees. Water was quite pleasant. I think I have about 25 kilometers today, so not too different than most days. But I started earlier, so I'm hoping to get in early. I have about 4 or 5 more days in Sweden before I want to get to Denmark, more or less. I just play it by each day, basically. Just plan that day or the day before, and we'll see how things go. I'm really liking this field right here. Look at all those red clover, all this clover in here. Fixes nitrogen, it's good for the soil. Tons of it. This is a great pasture. I love, it's like the perfect slope too, so that it drains, but it's not like super steep to where it's eroding. It's the perfect slope. It's the perfect size too. I love this pasture. This is one of the best pastures I've seen. Real solid pasture. I would definitely give this a 10 out of 10. I see so much clover, and you know, it's an even amount of grass. There's not like, you know, dips and divots and stuff. It's very even. The slope is perfect, just enough to drain the water, not enough to cause erosion, and it's pretty consistent slope the whole way. And it's just a good size. Like it's, you know, it's not too big. It's not like some vast field, but it's also not like some little pen. You know, you can definitely throw some livestock in here. They'd be happy. They'd have plenty of food for a little while, and then you could rotate. And so yeah, this is really just what you'd be looking for a pasture. I'm just documenting this, so in the future I'm gonna recreate this exact pasture. I find this forest kind of nice. It's like really small, a lot of little medium-sized trees. Just kind of chill. And like the wind blows through there, it's probably cozy in there. You get like natural air conditioning on a hot day. You can sit in there, Probably smells really nice, like spruce. I like that little wood. What we got here is deforestation. They leave like one tree so it can reseed. I mean, they plant. They're gonna plant, but I guess they leave one. Maybe it's also, you know, if that one has like a bird's nest or something, like some kind of rare bird or something they're trying to preserve. I don't know, but they do seem to occasionally leave like 1 or 2 pines. I am a fan of managed woodlands. They're kind of cool. They kind of have a nice aesthetic to them. Not the cut down ones, but like the ones over there, right here, that are still up. I like that. I like that behind me. It's cozy. That's a strange house. It has a really big roof on that hill. Been walking along this road for a while. Not really my favorite. It's weird because this road's, when I got to this road, I could go left, and it was like 14 kilometers to get to Olix. This way it's more like 20, and the route's taking me this way. I assumed because it was going to take me off the main road and there's like a path, but so far that hasn't happened. I thought, okay, well, you know, 14 kilometers on the road or 20 on smaller paths. I'll take the 20 on smaller paths. It'll take an extra hour or 2, but you know, it's more pleasant. But so far it's just been on this same road. I've made it to Bona, the church. It's a nice old church. Don't know when it was built, but that's why it's leading me this way. I'm going the long way because I need to pass by this church. This is on the pilgrimage route. See? I just went from here to here. I need to go to here. If at this point I could have gone, or at this point I could have gone, or this point, but no, I went, whoop, boom, all the way back down. 1836. It's not new. Still been walking along this road, so I'm hoping, you know, I think I do go straight on that gravel, so this might be where I break off. I might take a little break here. It's a nice shady spot. Back into the forest. Back into the forest I go. For probably another 14 kilometers. And I'm back. I've now gotten off even the gravel road and I'm on this trail through the beautiful spruce, I'm speaking French now, spruce forests of central Sweden. And so I don't know how much longer, but I think it's probably still about 11, 12 kilometers, which is fine. It's going all right. I'm actually getting really tired. My legs are tired. I think because I've not had enough protein. That's the big problem. I have no animal protein today. I've had some peanuts. That's literally it. And that's like, you know, some protein, but it's just legumes. It doesn't really, and I haven't had that much. So probably stop in about a half hour somewhere and eat some more, because I've been eating just small meals today of like snacks. I mean, I have chocolate and like peanuts, and that's almost it. There's not too much I have eaten. So I'm tired, I'm sore. I need a big stew or something. Big meal. When I get into town, I think I'm gonna take a bus to another town called Borås, which is not very far away, but there's more accommodations there. I might do a hotel, cheap hotel, but hotel nonetheless. I don't need one, but if I'm taking the train or the bus anyway, it will be easier to stay in a hotel rather than try to find the route. And I mean, I don't know, I'll see, but yeah, I might stay at a cheap hotel. And definitely want to get some food. So I'll see when I get there whether I take the bus first or get food there, but I'm so hungry and like tired in a hungry way. What am I doing? I'm bouncing on some wood. Wait, that doesn't sound right. But God, but no, I really like this forest. You can see it's mossy. This is back in like looking like Pacific Northwest. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep trekking on, and hopefully and get some good food tonight finally, because I haven't eaten a solid meal in a few days, honestly. Like, it's been either crappy food, like fast food basically, because that's all there is, or just whatever snacks I have. So I'm gonna get a whole chicken. These sheep are eating, one of them was trying to eat ferns. I don't know if they eat ferns. This one's eating under the fern. I think it was a nervous thing. They were nervous when I first came up and they ran, but now they seem to be pacified. Hi, sheep. Yeah. Well, now I'm back in some good old farm country. See, nice change of pace. It's nice to go in the forest and the farms, and then so on and so forth. Still not taking a break yet. Should eat some food. Had a single raspberry. It was really good. So I came up here to take my break finally, but looks like this might not be the sturdiest. I think it's collapsing, so I might skip that and keep going. It's all hunting here. That's how they do their thing. All the hunting. You would think there might be some game in restaurants. This is something in the United States that bothers me too, actually. That there's so many deer, so many boar, and the boar are actually invasive, of course, and you don't find them on menus. Wild boar is really tasty. Venison's good. You don't find it on menus. It's like rare, and if you do, it's like at some fancy place. It's like, this is peasant food, you should find boar on every diner menu. You should have boar soup, a roast boar sliced up on a sandwich. But no, you don't, because people just want to eat like Kraft mac and cheese. What the hell is this? This is ridiculous. Look at this beautiful view though. That's nice. Oh, through the woods. I might have to take a break here. Every moment I walk on, I'm like collapsing. But the big problem actually, is all the ants. Whenever I take a break, there's ants everywhere. I don't know if you can see them. Whenever I take a break, the ants like attack me and just annoy the hell out of me. So I try to find a break somewhere that's above the ants, on a table or something. Even rocks have ants, and the stumps and stuff too. And so it's even I could sit on this stump, but the ants would attack me. And we're back. Took my break. He'll try and collect this weird MRE energy drink thing. It's just sugar and vitamins and like a couple aminos, I think. Mostly just vitamins. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see how that works. See how it works. Still tired, but I ate all the peanuts just to get some protein. Of course, it's mostly fat, which is fine, but I need some actual lean protein. It doesn't have to be lean, but I need some meat. I need like full chicken, full pork knuckle, a roasted piece of beef or something. I don't know. I need something substantial. I'll probably buy, as soon as I get into town, I'll probably buy a carton of milk and just chug that, because I don't know, it's needed. In my normal life, I maybe eat 20 grams of sugar a day. Maybe excluding lactose because I drink milk, but maybe even with lactose only 20. I don't know, something like that though. But like actual, or like fruit. I mean, I'll eat fruit and dairy that has lactose, but in terms of now, excuse me. Now this with all the dry grass looks like Oregon in the summer or California, but it's a little bit not dry enough for California. But yeah, this is like Oregon, or even, yeah, Northern California. Yeah, coastal Northern California. Humboldt, maybe. Looks like this. Mendocino. Kind of cool how everywhere I go ends up looking like California. I just like that. I just like the marine West Coast climate, I guess. And you find that all over Europe, especially Western Europe, and you know, South America where I went, and in Patagonia and in Chile, and then, well, in the US, I lived in California and Oregon for a while. Now I have to go to New Zealand and southern Australia and to get the full kind of Mediterranean West Coast climate deal. And then where else could I go? I don't know. South Africa, maybe South Africa. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, and Georgia, I think, has a little bit of that. I don't know. I'll probably go to Georgia, but that kind of counts as Europe too. Well, don't know where I'm going. Hopefully I'm going the right way. I went the only way. This way or this way? All right, I found the right way. It was actually the other way, but there actually was a sign. It's just overgrown. Back to my sugar rant. That's what I was originally talking about. I usually don't eat much sugar just because I find that, you know, you eat it and you crash and everything. So, and if you're not actually doing a lot of physical exercise, it's not good for you. You're just gonna put on fat. So it's only really good for physical exercise, which I'm doing. So that's why I'm eating sugar. But I've kind of gotten to the point where I've realized I don't have enough protein. I'm just eating sugar, and you can't. It's just gonna wear me out because it's just like quick energy. And so I'm just burning through quick energy, which will get me there, but I need to pig out on some protein when I get there. Like, I want 100 grams at least of protein when I get there, in maybe 2 meals. I'll do like a early dinner, a late dinner, something like that. But I need some protein because I'm getting sore due to lack of protein. Because when I'm hiking, you know, of course you expect to get sore, especially at first, but I have been doing all right, but today I'm sorer than usual, and it's just because I haven't been, you know, I ate a little bit of protein last night, maybe 30 grams protein last night, but that was it. I didn't eat much protein yesterday at all. I ate maybe 60 grams total, and that's just not enough. I need to be pounding 150 grams a day, maybe more. Ideally, obviously I'm not going to get that every day, but that's kind of my goal. But I think I'm just eating too much sugar. Yeah, it's burning me out. And also, I don't know, it's probably not that I'm going to get diabetes because I'm exercising, and so I'm burning, you know, the blood sugar isn't you know, staying high, but it's probably not good that I'm just pounding like 50 grams of sugar every time I stop. Might be not great for the metabolism. I don't know, it might be okay, but also it's like processed sugar. I mean, it's like chocolate and gummies or whatever, and that sugar drink. It's not like fruit where it has the fiber in it to slow the digestion and keep your blood sugar from spiking too much. When you're eating just like processed sugar, it's just going straight into the bloodstream basically. I mean, that's a simplification, but it's not, fruit typically it slows it down a little just with the whole digestion of all the fibers in the fruit. Ray Pete is shooting lightning bolts at my throat because I'm denouncing eating sugar. But no, I don't know. It's a personal preference of mine. I mean, I think people eat too much sugar, but also if you're exercising and everything, it's probably fine. It's just that if you're sitting on your behind all day on the computer and you're pounding fucking Mountain Dew. Although Mountain Dew has caffeine, so you also, the caffeine kind of counteracts the sugar a little bit, because caffeine lowers your blood sugar, and you know, so that's why you put sugar in, or milk or something in coffee. It helps prevent jitters. But let's say you're just eating candy all day, sitting on your computer working or playing games or whatever. It's not good. You're just gonna get obese. You're gonna become fat and you're gonna die. So I try to avoid that. Yeah, so still a bit sore. My feet actually today are hurting more than they have this whole trip. Nothing too serious. I have like one blister on my pinky toe on my right foot. But I think I just I haven't really taken any days off of hiking. I did 1 or 2 days, or I didn't do as long, but actually the day that I thought I was gonna only do like 8 or 10 miles, I still ended up doing like 14 miles. So I've been kind of averaging about 15 a day, pretty much every day. And I don't know how long it's been now, to be honest. I haven't been keeping track. Since I started hiking here in Sweden, I haven't just been going, but it's kind of like small town every couple days, and like camping, which is kind of the goal. Like, this is perfect for me, but I think that's why my feet are probably getting kind of sore, just because it's like non-stop hiking with a pack. This should be interesting. The changes. This first part is more just hiking and camping, which is nice, but it'll be nice to kind of experience the change of different cultures and different regions. And it will get very weird as I get further south into the Balkans. Uncharted territory for me, but that won't be for a little while. So I'm just gonna enjoy this nature for now until I start getting to more populated areas, and then it will be different but still enjoyable. This is a really nice house. There's a bird in the window. I think that must be a oh yeah, they're ducks hunting. Look at this. And they put their deck on the south side so they get some sun. Very nice house. Probably a hunting cabin. Look at that barn with the thatched roof. Not in great condition, but it's kind of cool. They got this garage barn here. See, this is a nice compound. Definitely seems to be a hunting lodge of sorts, but a lot of people have, I don't know if those are bullet holes in the downspout or what, but there's kind of these, look like bullet holes. It's target practice. Well, yeah, a lot of people here have these like country homes, which, you know, that's not uncommon in any country, really. If any civilized country, at least, you have a home in the city and then one in the country. But actually, I feel like it's not as common in the US as it is in some parts of Europe, at least among upper middle class. I mean, people have like lake houses and stuff, but you actually have to be, I think, quite a bit wealthier in many areas. In the South or in the Midwest or something, it's a little more approachable for middle class, upper middle class. But you know, when I think of people in California who have a house on Tahoe or something, I'm like, oh, they're like, you know, they're multi-millionaires. Can't be a regular middle class guy and really afford that, at least not these days. I mean, maybe in the past you could. Here it seems like a lot of people have them, although I don't know, maybe it's the same way where they're actually a lot wealthier than they seem. Who knows? Or they're just old, like, houses that have been in their family for a long time, and they've inherited them, which is cool. I like that, familial, having like some familial property, like a estate or something somewhere. It's kind of nice to always have that in the family, but a lot of people don't have that anymore, or maybe never did. You can just see it through the trees. There's a giant highway that like shoots up and then goes into a tunnel through that hill. So yeah, you see that big highway. We've reached this like edge of town kind of big box store. What I don't even know what that means, but it's a big store. It's a big Maxi. It says Maxi on it. There's a McDonald's, a Circle K, that's the gas station. It looks like some ski slopes over there. So Yeah, we've come upon civilization. And I'm like, I'm struggling. I'm dragging along. Dragging my feet. So sore. I might go to the Zamaxi Mart and get some milk and some water. And I still have probably a couple kilometers to get to the city center. Now I'm on the edge of town. This is like where the highway goes. I think I just have to go, what would that be, southwest, I mean, into town. I don't know, but it's still ways. This is just kind of the edge, right on the edge of civilization. We have to go into it. You know, I'd like to have a shower or something, but also, you know, the hotel I was looking at was like 50 bucks, which is cheap, right? But I'm thinking like 50 bucks, like I can buy a lot of good food too with 50 bucks. What's going on here? It's traffic road rage. Super nice lake here in Ulrichshamn. A lot of nice lakes here. We build towns on a lake. Super nice. Really no complaints. I like this town, but I'm gonna take a bus to Boras. There's a bus in like 15 minutes, so I'm gonna try to find the bus station. I think it's up that way a little bit. But I would stay in this town, but there are better accommodations in the other town, and I'm going that way anyway.